Good morning. It is day 5 out of 30 of doing 333 push-ups every single day, which accumulates to 10,000 push-ups in 30 days for the month. Now I'm quickly gonna go for a little haircut first. Not the top, I think I need to grow the top, but the sides are getting a bit, untidy in a way. Plus I'm trying to get it into a style because, if you follow me for a while, you know that I just did a whole little buzz cut all the way to the skin basically. So I just need to try and fix this, and then I'll come back and do the push-ups. It's gonna be a nice busy day. Let's go. Alrighty, I'm back and got a little fresh cut. To be honest, I've never really cut it this way. I either have long hair or I cut it off, or it's normally not a fade. So I guess I'm quite happy. It looks neat. I feel like I look a little bit younger, to be honest. What do you think? Maybe the push-ups are making me younger, right? Anyway, let's start the day. 4 sets, 33, straight off the bat. Let's go. Boom. There you go, 33. That first one of the day is always it's always tricky because it's the first one, so you don't know what's going to happen. Is your chest going to be sore? Are you going to be tired? What's up? And then also, you kind of activate the muscle. So as soon as I get to number 5 or 6, I realize oh, okay, I need to do 333 of these. So it kind of kicks in. So it's like a good and a bad vibe. I wouldn't say bad. I wouldn't say bad at all. It's just like a realization of, oh, I'm doing a push-up challenge, because you can talk about it, and I vlog daily basically. The same when I did the running. I wouldn't really notice that I'm even doing the challenge until I'm on the road. While I'm running, I'm like, oh, the first kilometer, I'm like, geez, I've been running for 12 days in a row, for instance, So we've been smashing these push-ups. There was this one guy that mentioned, again on Instagram, that I'm not locking my elbows when I do these push-ups. And to be honest, I can do proper. If this is not this, it's not that this isn't proper. It's just I understand that you can go lower and that you can extend fuller. I get that, yes. But this is a challenge. This is not a performance-based, technique-based thing. And trust me, I'm getting flat out workout here. And it's just a momentum thing. If you really slow it down, you'll see that I do go all the way to the top and to the bottom. It's just because it's quite fast paced, you can easily misjudge it. But and another thing also, when you see me at the last 3 or 4 reps, I always do go a little deeper and up because I rest more. That's the thing. The way I'm doing it, I'm not resting as much, because as soon as I get to the top, there's no hesitation. I go down again, and it's just pumping those reps. So, you can argue that it's bad or good. Either way, I'm just going to do it the way I do it. Let's do 33 more. "33, lovely. Let's see if the pump is still there." Alrighty. I got a nice little compliment from my wife today. I was going through the short that I normally post, a reel, and she was looking at the picture, and she was saying, "Wow, you look lean, or you look almost better than when you were on the carnivore." And I thought the carnivore was kind of like my lean. That's when I'm super lean. Or I thought so, at least. But she says I look good. So, you know what? If your wife says you look great, who am I to argue? And it's a lovely thing. It's a wonderful thing. So, quite happy about that. And then...
For what time?
Oh, that's Siri on my phone. And then again, there is a couple of guys and a woman, excuse me. Siri, you can go now, Siri. All right. Anyway, I don't know, maybe I said something that triggered her. There's one or two guys that actually joined my push-up challenge as well. Some doing the full 10, the others just doing 100 a day. So if you're watching this for the first time, let's get on it. I mean, it's pretty simple. If you stretch it out in the day, it is possible. You can do it. Let's go. All right, as I was just saying that it's easy as possible, you could do it. I'm like struggling with the third set there. Because I feel like regardless of how strong you are in your chest, I mean, I can bench, I know everyone's going, ooh, I can bench this much, but I'm serious, like I can bench 110. Let's make it fair, because I haven't been actually benching in a while. I can bench 100 kilograms at least 10 times, all right? And I can do 3 to 4 sets of those. So technically, if you look at it, it's a pretty strong chest right there. But when it comes to push-ups, I don't care if you're weak in like strength-wise or if you are benching 150. The point of the matter is you're putting pressure on a muscle and you constantly, you know, putting the reps on it. It's gonna start burning. You understand? It's just how it works. Blood is flowing through the fibers and through the veins that go through your chest. Like it's pumping. You understand what I'm saying? Fast twitch muscles moving. Blah, 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 blah. It's like foul fire inside there. So, you know, it's not gonna get, to be honest, I personally feel and believe this, that it's not gonna get better. It's not like I'm randomly just gonna do 100 push-ups in one go and then rest for 2 seconds and do another 100. You know, there's a limit to one's capabilities. Now I'm not saying there aren't people that can do that. There are extremely crazy people. I've seen guys, what's the world record? Pull-ups, 4,000 and something pull-ups in 24 hours. You know how crazy that is? I can barely do 20. I can do 15 easily, or in a way. The last 5 is a struggle. So imagine 4,000 of those plus. So there are some really, really good and great people out there that can smash these push-ups instantly. But yeah, I'm just saying for the average male, female, we're gonna start burning after 33 push-ups a day or a set. So I'm gonna try and do the last one fully as well. With my cats coming to visit, I'm going to try and do 33 and then we can have some breakfast finally. I haven't had anything to eat. Let's go. Alrighty, that is 132 push-ups, complete, done. That is the total right over there. That's where I'm at this very moment as we speak. And I'm gonna do 222 more. No, that's all right. Not 222. I'm gonna do 2 more sets of 33 each set. So you know how it goes. If you follow me here, you know how I do it. Lunch, dinner, done. Anyway, let's get some breakfast and then hit the gym. Alrighty, we are in the parking lot of the gym and I'm gonna be honest, looking at my hair, I feel that I might potentially have gone a bit too far. In a sense, like, it's just, I look like a teenager, you know, proper teenager. If it wasn't for the moustache, people would probably think I'm like 25, 24, or teenager age, 19. I mean, I wouldn't cut it for 19, but you know what I mean, this style. Anyway, let's hit the gym quickly. I'm gonna do some biceps and some triceps so we can get these bad boys pumping, and then go home, have some lunch, and then sneak in a nice little push-up session. And I'm gonna try and do it in a forest. Let's go. Alrighty, done with bicep and tricep. I feel like it definitely got a little pump today. yesterday with shoulders, and I must say that injury that I was talking about, it kind of gone away. I think potentially just because I've been smashing push-ups every single day for day 5 today, so I guess it kind of helps with that, you know, friction. Anyway, let's go home, have a nice little lunch, and then we hit the second set of push-ups. Let's go. Alright, so I've been in this forest for quite a few times, to be honest. I brought my friend here, my wife, another friend. I don't know, there's just something about it. So what better way to eventually, you know, stop and do a few push-ups right over here. So let's go. Alright, we're in the forest. There's a lot of dogs, a lot of people here, so if you see them in the background, you know, it's a public place. Let's start with 33 push-ups, shall we? Alrighty, 33, easy, not really an issue. Like I said before, you know, 33 push-ups, especially when you do it for the first set, it's quite easy. I might actually have a shorter rest period, if I might say so myself, just because that was a good one. And also, I think the rest period has been since this morning at 8 when I did the push-ups. It's now just after 3, so clearly there was a bigger gap, which means tonight might potentially be a little bit harder because, you know, I'll only have a 2-hour break between the push-ups now and then. So anyway, let's get going. Let's finish this up. Ooh, not gonna lie, that one was a bit tough. I think I should have actually rested a little bit more, because you don't want to, well, I personally don't want to stop anymore with rest in between the workouts itself, or the reps itself. You know, I used to do 20 and then 13. I kind of want to keep doing the 33 every single time. So, oh, it's nice and windy. I don't want to necessarily take off my shirt, but you got to see the pump. Let me keep it on for the set, and then I'll see what the pump action is. I must say, I was in the gym today, and I thought to myself, technically I have a full chest pump throughout the day. You know, normally you train chest, and then when you go home it's kind of like subsided and it's like that pump is gone. I feel like I've got a chest pump throughout the day, which is pretty cool. Anyway, let's go. Oh gosh, that was a little bit harder than I anticipated. I think the main reason is purely because I'm coming here, there's people walking left and right, there's dogs and things like that, so you know, you kind of want to rush through these push-ups, so the rest time is so small. Anyway, we're going to take a little walk, meeting up with a friend as well, so have a coffee and then go home. Beautiful South Africa. It's funny because we just obviously did the push-ups, and now we did some, you know, just a mini shop just for the weekend to get everything we need, and then we bump into this. Look how beautiful that is. South Africa. I'm gonna miss it. We're gonna miss it. We're gonna miss it. We're gonna miss it. Anyway, heading home and then push-ups. Alrighty, it is evening. It's about 7:42 at the moment, last time I checked. So we're gonna do the last bit. It's a Friday, you know, which is quite, you know, it's bittersweet because, you know, it's weekend, which means it's chilled, it's, you know, all those type of things, and then it's also the bitter part that, you know, I don't necessarily want to go out, and even though it's our last few days, at least there's going to be about 2-3 week break before we actually leave, so that's why I did the challenge now. But for now, I really want to stick to, you know, or basically just be focused and not really go out and party and drink and things like that, and, you know, just eat all a bunch of nonsense while I'm doing the challenge, because I really want to, you know, obviously do this, you know, do it really well, and show accurate results. So that's why it's a little bit of sweet on a Friday, and not to mention that I'm a little bit tired of obviously 5 days of doing this. I think I'm not even sure how much I'm on, like maybe 1,400 or something, I'm not sure. Let's see. Anyway, let's go. That was 34. I'm doing 34 in the evenings. I've mentioned that before. So yeah, I think being 1/6 of the journey, you know, it's progress. You know, I'm quite happy. I'm not sure if you guys that are following me for a while and have subscribed, you know, to all the challenges that I've done. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but before the running one, I had, you know, I dyed my hair blonde. I was running with blonde hair. Then I cut my hair, or made my hair dark again. Then I cut it short and I went almost bald. Then obviously I grew it back. Now I'm cutting it in this weird schoolboy cut. Then I have a moustache. Then I have this. Then I have that. And I think, you know, a lot of that has to do with just me, you know, looking for change, you know, and obviously positive change, but not change in my body, like, ooh, if I change my hair, my life's going to change. But I kind of enjoy looking back on videos and times of my life and seeing different things. Like I just signed with an agency in New York City, right? Which is a really big thing for me. I don't even think I've mentioned it here on the channel, but it's really, really big. And they're obviously helping with an agency. This cat. They're helping with an agency in the UK so that I can, you know, continue my modeling and acting career while I'm abroad, or basically living in the UK. So, you know, I just, what was my train of thought? What was I saying about that? You don't know?
You started an agency.
No, I talk about an agency. Sometimes I just lose my train of thought. But the point, I think, I guess, was changed with moustache and things like that. I look back and then I can see these changes. You know what I mean? And I can see where I was and, you know, things like that. It's not exactly the point I wanted to make. I'm so furious, actually, at the moment. Inside. I'm burning up because there was such a nice point that I wanted to make. Anyway, I lost it. The video is live. I'm not changing anything. Let's do the second last set of the day. Let's go. Of course, while I'm doing it, I'll remember. But that's cool, you know, that's part of life. So the reason why I mentioned the agencies, or that I'm signed with an agency and, you know, things like that, is just, I remember we having this conversation with him, and he was talking about me sending my recent stuff, you know, like recent Polaroids, because obviously, and he mentioned because your body has changed, you know, your hair has changed, you've got a moustache now, this and this and that, and his words were like, it's such a great thing that you change so much, just purely because of the fact that the clients, and this is just talking modeling, right? But just in general, I enjoy it as well. But the clients can see a lot of versatility, you know. You can play an older man, you can play a father role, you can play a young kid, maybe with this haircut. You could be like, I don't know, a farmer. You could be the Matrix with a suit. You could be a husband. You could be, you know, obviously high-end fashion, clean cut. Or you could be rugged, bushman, you know, selling crazy checkered shirts. You know, it gives a nice variety of looks, which I feel is beneficial. You know, yes, people might say, okay, if you have one good look, that's what you go for, you stick to it, and you know, being a jack of all trades is not necessarily the best thing, because you're good at a lot of things but not great at one thing, which I have basically drank from that tap for a long time. I know I'm pretty good with all sorts of things, and the stuff that I'm not good at, I can really if I put effort to it, like golfing, tennis, whatever it is, I can become good in a very short time. So I do believe that that halo is hanging over my head in a sense, of the jack of all trades. I know I can do a lot of things. So the only problem with that is the zoning in to one. So what I have found in all the jobs that I've done and things that I do is that YouTube necessarily, and of course the niche that I'm working towards, these challenges, the fact that I'm disciplined, the fact that I want to be fit and healthy and eat right, and the fact that I want to educate and give back, because one day I will die and the only thing that will be left here are these videos for my kids and their kids to watch. And I want to be an influential grandfather and great grandfather, someone that they could be like, fuck, that's my fucking grandfather, dude. I don't know what the world is going to be like. So that's it's a little bit of, you know, personal talk. Let's finish the last one so we can watch a movie. I think that's a good thing for a Friday night, little movie. Let's go. Whoop. That was one, but I'm not going to count it. I'm not going to count it. I want to see the pump afterwards. So technically, let's forget. That was a half one anyway, so let's go. Whoa. 34. Thank you so much. To be honest, if you are still watching, because I mean I can see the stats, I can see that most people don't necessarily watch these videos all the way to the end, which is understandable. I myself skip through videos, especially if it's important information that I need, I get to the point. You know, this is more long form documentation of the whole thing so that no one can come back and say, hey, you didn't do it. So, but if you are here, if you have watched this whole video and you're listening to me rant and talk and chat, I really do appreciate it, you know? Because sometimes just, you know, talking to a camera is potentially weird, you know? But I really feel that there are people listening, and that's why when I speak, I almost speak through the camera to you. And that feeling is really nice, knowing that someone's listening. I think we all need that anyway. Anyway, I hope I helped you in a sense, inspired you to do chest. Look at that pump, oh boy. No cramps so far, no real fatigue. It's going well. I'm not gonna lie, so far I have no issues with 333 push-ups. Let's go, tomorrow day 6.